Almost every live streamer you can think of is probably fake. And you might be wondering what I mean by that, so let me explain. So within the last few years, the live streaming scene on Twitch and YouTube and whatever has drastically changed. In the 2019/2020 era, some of the top streamers were Tfue, Ninja, XQC, Pokimane, Dr. Disrespect, Ludwig, Tyler1, and there was a lot more, but those are the first names that come to mind. And nowadays, most of the top streamers are a completely new roster of people who you probably already all know. You got people like Aiden Ross, Kai Cenat, IShowSpeed, and even within the last year, there's been new streamers who have emerged pretty much out of nowhere and became some of the biggest streamers of all time. But yeah, I think that one of the biggest things that this new wave of streamers have in common that helped them take over the live streaming game on Twitch, YouTube, and now even Kick is that most of them, if not all of them, fake their way to success. And I don't even really mean that as 100% of a bad thing. I actually think that there's some positives and some negatives that have come out of this fakery that happens. So yeah, let's dive right into this whole. I think the most basic level of faking is having a fake persona, and I think it's actually crazy that there's so many people who can't see that a persona is fake, which is like the most basic form of a streamer being fake. And a fake persona is something that pretty much all new wave of streamers have. For example, you got IShowSpeed, who always does some wild and out-of-pocket shenanigans.
What's my skin color? In a prime place for a match.
Aiden Ross, who be acting fruity and like a low-key meat writer. And the most recently, you got people like Jinxie, whose persona is basically just to be a weirdo. I mean, that's funny though, but I mean, you get what I mean. While it's almost required to have some sort of exaggerated or fake persona to become a big streamer nowadays, it's not like it's an entirely new thing. The first example that comes to mind is Tyler1. He's been in the Twitch game for a long time now, and his persona has always been just to be autistic and rage a lot. I mean, which I doubt is how he is in real life. But yeah, it's not a new thing, but it's definitely becoming more of a prominent thing in the modern day streamer. I feel like a great example of someone who utilizes having a fake persona is probably Queso. And part of his persona is basically being vulnerable to what people say about him in chat, to hate and stuff. So this guy's a bigger dude, so anytime someone comments something saying he's fat or whatever, making a fat joke, and as part of his persona, he'll act accordingly and say to ban them or whatever. And I feel like he's a perfect example of what you should do in the live streaming world if you are going to have a fake or exaggerated persona. Now, this level of streamer fakery is very surface level, and after this point, it starts to take a different turn. The second level of streamer fakery is when streamers will do undisclosed, planned out moments inside of their stream. I guess in a way you could look at it like it's an undisclosed skit, but that's where a lot of gray area comes in, and oftentimes it takes a negative turn from this point on. So right off the bat, a recent example would be the Aiden Ross collab streams, and specifically I'm going to talk about the one of 21 Savage. So if y'all aren't aware about the situation, basically what happened was 21 was accused of cheating on a cards game during the stream with Aiden Ross, so it turned into this big drama on the internet. Now I'm willing to bet $100 to every single one of y'all who is watching this video that this was faked or planned, or that this was solely done for the purpose of the stream. Now y'all might be asking, how does that make sense? How did Aiden Ross plan this? Doesn't this hurt 21 Savage? And the answer is no. Obviously this moment is going to get clipped, it's going to get talked about, it's going to turn into a drama, it's going to get Aiden Ross views and stuff. So we're going to go in conspiracy mode, but in case y'all didn't know, 21 Savage just dropped an album this month. And is it a coincidence that not only did he go on Aiden Ross's stream, he decided it would be a good idea to cheat on that hoe? Like, I just don't believe that he's that sped. I don't know, I might be stupid, but I feel like it's just obvious that this was just all for content. And I think it's funny that they pretty much, it sounds like they made up afterwards. You would think that if it was real, that there would be some big beef if he was scamming Aiden Ross out of really trying to scam him for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? But no, I feel like it's more likely that this was kind of planned between the both of them. Or you know what, maybe even, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe even Aiden Ross was like, he was probably like, yo, you know how this works? You know, you gotta do something crazy, unexpected. You gotta cause some drama on the stream, you know, because that's gonna get his views, it's gonna get listens on your album. So this is why I said it's kind of like gray area, because these are the kind of things that like I see why people believe this, is because like you kind of want to believe it. It's interesting, it's drama, you know, like people love that shit. So you could argue that it's just for entertainment, even though it is undisclosed. And again, why I say this is gray area is because like that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like at the end of the day, you're watching these streamers to be entertained, so they're gonna try their best to do things to entertain you. But it is a scary thought that live streaming is moving into like a reality TV. It's like you're watching WWE or whatever it is, right? Like it's kind of hard to tell sometimes what is real and what's not real. And in some ways, I feel like that kind of takes out the authenticity of being in a stream. I don't know if that makes sense or if I'm just tripping or what, but that's just how I feel. Now, another thing that I would put in the second level of streamer fakery are streamer promotions. Now, this isn't really fake, but I think there's more to it than most people realize. So if y'all don't know already, a lot of big streamers will pay big pages on Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms to outright promote their clips and to make content about them. I can't find the original clip where I saw it from, so y'all are just going to have to trust me on this. But basically, Adin Ross was talking about how he was offering this Twitter page several $1,000s a month to promote or basically become an Adin Ross fan page. These streamers also get promotions from plug accounts, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically just accounts or channels that are dedicated to helping to promote these streamers. Some of my favorite people and streamers who utilize these plug accounts are Blackboy Max and Fulcrum. Fulcrum actually got some of his starting fame due to these accounts because he would host competitions to see who would get the most views and give money to whoever won. Now, a huge part of Blackboy Max's entire streaming fan base and career is built off of these plug accounts, and honestly that's probably how I found him in the first place. So if you scroll on TikTok or YouTube or anything, you can find hundreds of these Blackboy Max accounts who all dedicate their entire channels and accounts to posting videos of him. And if you look here at his Discord, he actually has like entire sections towards these plug accounts. So you can see here in this channel he has like direct tips and like basically tutorials on what to do. And if you go down here, you can actually see the prizes and what you get depending on how many views you get. You can see here that it says send your TikToks to Max here and look at plug guide for any news and information on how to win and enter the competition. Winner gets cash and a free flight to Max's crib, which is kind of crazy, but I mean, yeah. So like people would just send their TikToks here, which is like, I mean, it is crazy. Like you wouldn't think that streamers would go this far, but they definitely do. Now, I mean, it's pretty much harmless, but it is kind of something to think about that a lot of these content that we, the audience, sees, like a lot of it is just manipulated by these bigger YouTubers and streamers. Now, finally, at the third stage of streamer fakery, this is where I think it starts to get bad. So back to the whole personas thing, a lot of people take it way too far to the point where it just becomes offensive or just negative. Adin Ross, again, he had his little moment back when he was doing his little anti-Jewish edgy content type shit, which is funny because he is Jewish. But anyways, I think people like him, Neon, Sneeko, Andrew Tate, and a lot of these other streamers play a character on the internet, which is probably not how they actually act in real life or like around people they know. But on the internet, it's done intentionally to stir up drama and cause controversy because, I mean, that's what helps them get views and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, it works for some people, but a lot of people actually have fallen off crazy because of it. One of my favorite streamers from back in the day was Greek God X, but at some point he kind of started to fall off. So whenever Andrew Tate came into the scene, that was like the new light for him. That was the perfect moment for him to try to get back on top. But it didn't work too well for him though, because it was so obvious that he was just trying to be edgy for the controversy. And it's honestly kind of sad to see him down the hill, but unfortunately that's the way it is for a lot of these people who just want their quick internet attention. But yeah, I mean, as a viewer, what do y'all think? Do y'all think a little bit of fakery is good here and there for the entertainment, or do y'all think it's ruining the authenticity of streamers, which is the main reason why a lot of people watch them in the first place? But yeah, anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And yeah, I just started this channel, so if y'all are into some chill fire ass content, then feel free to drop a like and sub. And yeah, peace.